This hearing of the Board of License Commissioners in and for Prince George's County is now in session.
Regular session, February 11th. Joseph Donato Jr., authorized person. Susan Donovan, authorized person. Council Woodmore Bethel.
What's this
LLC.
about?
Class C, Golf and Country Club, beer, wine, and liquor trading as Country Club at Woodmore. 12320 Pleasant Prospect, Mitchellville. A summons to show cause for alleged violations of 6301, Article 9217A, 11517B of Article 2B of the annotated Code of Maryland, and Rules 26A1, 26A3, 26A14, 26B4, 26B7, 26B12, 26B14, 29 and 75 of the local rules and regulations of the board. That on Thursday, December 4th, at approximately 10:10 p.m., Chief Liquor Inspector Albert J. Finelli observed that the Golf and Country Club was operating outside the scope of their alcoholic beverage license, that a cover charge was being assessed, that the licensed establishment was being operated in a manner that posed a threat to the peace and safety of the community, that additionally during the regular session of November 12th, the licensee was found in violation of operating a country club outside of their class of license. Promoters were being contracted with, and the establishment held a function open to the general public. That a fine of $2,500 was imposed. Licensees, please come forward. Speak to that.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. Keith Trooper, our attorney, I just spoke to him at 5 till 7. He's in traffic. He said he should be here any moment.
Okay, you can be seated. We'll call you.
Thank you.
All right.
Request for reconsideration of the 2014-15 special entertainment permit, trading as Citio Restaurant, 5837 Riverdale Road, Riverdale Park. Applicant, please come forward. Citio Restaurant.
Good evening, Chairman of the board, members of the board, good evening.
Good evening.
May it please the board. My name is Abraham Carpio. I'm the attorney for El Sitio. I'm the attorney of record for the restaurant. We filed the request for you to reconsider the granting of the special license in this case. My clients unfortunately had to go through a comedy of errors, and being a self-managed restaurant, unfortunately relied on each other. They're a family of 4, and as you could imagine, as some of these businesses operate in the area, they're Spanish-speaking only. They have only the son that speaks that is fluent in English, and they had to go through hoops to get everything done to apply for their special license. Unfortunately, as they went through the process, and my letter lays out every step of the process that they had to go through, they were met with a little bit of resistance from different agencies. Eventually, they were able to obtain the certifications that they needed from the fire department, from the police department, and I had to get involved at some point in time to get a sprinkler certification from the landlord. And needless to say, they spent thousands of dollars just to go through this process on their own, thinking they could save some money for their patrons. The businesses, unfortunately, this time failing because they couldn't operate in normal course. They desperately need to reconsider the license to be able to operate functionally and to serve the community. I don't believe there have been any infractions or negative impact in the community based on their operations. In fact, they seem to have a positive effect in the
Okay,
community.
before you go any further,
Yes, sir.
what is the situation here? Have they ever had a special entertainment permit?
It is my understanding that they had, at some point in time, they were operating with some permission from the county, but apparently, when they
Ms.
applied.
Marka Manalakis or Ms. Bryant, have they ever had a special entertainment permit?
Yes, they have.
And what happened to that permit?
It expired November 30th.
Okay.
So they reapplied
Correct.
for 2014-15.
When did they first get the special entertainment permit?
I believe they got it in 2013.
Okay.
First became available.
Correct, and they were operating a normal course, they were doing fine, and the landlord was cooperating with them, giving them all the information.
Okay, why didn't your clients renew?
They attempt, put it this way, because they're self-managed.
Well, tell me the reason why they did not renew.
Well, they applied for renewal late, Chairman.
But why did they apply late?
They came into the board initially to seek guidance as to how to reapply on their own. I believe at some point in time on the previous
Oh,
application.
it's in the rule book, so that's not the reason. You were giving me a long story with regard to things that happen, a comedy of
Correct.
errors. What did that have to do with their
Well,
application
it's-
for renewal?
The problem is, Chairman, is that I believe, and from what I can gather from talking to my clients and from seeing the documents, is that there has been not only a language barrier here.
Okay, before you go any further, okay.
And I think the filings in the case show that they've come to the board, they sought guidance, they got some guidance from the board, and the applications that you've received have come late. And I think the reason why they're late, Chairman, is not because they've been negligent. They've tried to do the right thing and comply with the regulations, albeit late. And that is
When
why
did they file the application?
they filed the application, I believe, about a shy of a month later.
Okay, you say you believe.
It's
You
in my
know-
letter that I filed with the board.
Tax hold, but more importantly, they had the wrong UNO, and so they got a new one that became effective in December.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, what- but they came to the board, they saw some guidance, and then they started getting they started processing the permits that they needed, and they were met with additional requirements by the fire department, by the police department, and respectfully.
But what does that have, he's asking you, what does that have to do with them filing an application?
Filing an application late, you mean, Commissioner? They filed the application.
Okay.
The application was rejected. because
Okay,
it was
now
late.
you had the wrong UNO, which would have prevented you from,
Correct.
and you didn't get the correct UNO until December 18th, 2014, it
Correct.
looks like.
Chairman, and the reason why is
And
because.
then, in addition,
Right.
you had a tax hold from the comptroller, which would also prevent you from renewing. And that tax hold was as late as January 12th, 2015.
I think that's the reason that we didn't renew. We didn't,
And to answer your question, and I don't want to, I have to give you the story because
Well, do you know when the application is due? For,
they now know the application.
no, I'm asking you, do you know when the application for a special entertainment permit to renew,
In this case,
yeah, when is it due?
I believe it was in September or October, Chairman.
Okay, so you don't know when the
No,
application
Chairman,
is due?
please understand, I've come after the fact. See, this is the problem. They're self-managed. They've been trying to do this on their own. I didn't do this. I didn't file the application for the special permit. I didn't advise them on how to get the special permit. They've tried to do this on their own. And because of the language barrier, they've done it improperly, and they've done it in a fairly inefficient manner. When they came to the board and they finally filed their application, it was rejected. And hence my application for reconsideration of the denial. They've actually compiled all the proper documents now, and they're eligible for the license. So hence the motion to reconsider. If you're asking me why have they filed late, well, it's a number of factors. One, they don't speak the language. Two, the documents are not translated into Spanish. Three, they didn't have professional guidance. And four, they were met with a lot of resistance from different agencies. So all those factors combined have produced the record that you have. And that's why, unfortunately,
Have they paid their taxes?
absolutely, absolutely. And
Because the chairman said that as of January, they hadn't paid. So I think that's when we refused it, because the taxes were not paid. And that to me is negligent on the part of the owner.
no problem.
Because, let me tell you something, wait a minute.
Yes, Commissioner.
Let me tell you something, this bothers me, because the taxes that they owe to the state or the county are monies they have gotten from their customers. It's not their money. And I tell everybody that, it's not their money. They've already collected from someone else, and they're using the money to do something else with it. And that's why they're late. And it gets on my nerve because I can't file my taxes late unless I pay a penalty. So that's negligence on their part, and that's why they were refused special entertainment.
And you get no argument from me on the taxes, Commissioner. I think the issue, and you have discretion and you have means at your disposal to not only help the community, but also make sure that this doesn't happen again, short of denying the license. If you deny the license,
It's not a license, it's a permit.
it's a permit. If you deny the permit, Chairman, you unemploy a number of individuals that work at that establishment. You create a negative impact on the community as opposed to a positive.
So
impact.
would you rather have a $12,000 fine?
No, what we propose that we do is.
You said I had many things that I could do other than deny the permit.
Commissioner, if you impose a fine, that would be a punitive measure. A punitive measure would not be called for in this case, because as you mentioned, this case comes from negligence.
What other, give me some alternatives we have, other than
But-
denying the permit.
You can reconsider the denial and.
No, that's not a consideration. Give me something else that could happen.
You mean as opposed to a settlement between the board and my client?
There's no settlement.
So I'm confused by the commissioner's
You said
question.
we had other alternatives other than denying the
Well,
permit.
you can reconsider your denial.
No,
If you don't want to reconsider, if that's your ruling, then that's what it is. But my position is that you should reconsider your denial.
But you
That's
haven't,
your
you
position.
haven't given us a reason to reconsider.
Well, I gave you several, and these are as follows, Chairman. I can repeat them to you.
I mean, I heard what you said, but it's not a reason. You didn't tell me that there was a sickness, an illness that prevented them from applying on time. There was circumstances outside of their control that interceded, that made it difficult for them to follow the rules that everybody else follows. You haven't given me, you've told me all of the reasons why your clients were negligent in this matter, but that's not a reason for us to reconsider our decision to
Chairman, I
deny.
disagree. I think you're reading it wrong, and I think you're
Okay, tell me how I'm wrong.
Well, you're wrong, because as my letter points out and the paperwork that I gave you points out, my clients were trying to comply with the license, the permit
Okay,
requirements. But-
hold on. You're mixing apples and oranges. One thing is what they have to do with the county to maintain their business operation. The other part is what they have to do before this board to continue the operations as they have presented to this board. Now, honestly, the application was due by September the 15th. If they had problems that they needed to straighten out, we're really pretty lenient, because if they get it straightened out before the end of the expiration time, then we'll accept the application. So if they get it straightened out by the end of November, there's generally not a problem. After the end of November, we're really not interested in renewing renewing permits for special entertainment, because for whatever reason, that particular licensee hasn't done what they were supposed to do, and they've had a couple of months to get it straight, more than a couple of months to get it straight. And your client didn't even have their issues straight until sometime in January, past mid-January. So that's an awful long time from September. So it's just really no reason for us to reconsider this particular
Well,
situation.
and to me, this is a due process matter. And let me tell you why.
No, it's not a new process. You couldn't even tell me when your clients
Well,
first.
no,
Wait,
no,
let me
Chairman,
finish.
Chairman,
Let me
please.
finish.
Chairman.
Let me finish,
Go ahead,
please.
Go ahead, Chairman. Go ahead.
You couldn't even tell me when your clients had their special entertainment permit. They actually had the special entertainment permit prior to this cycle. So they were trying to renew their special entertainment permit. So you can't stand up there and say this was new to them. They had the special entertainment permit, and they just needed to renew the special entertainment permit. Their problem was they fell out of compliance with the county with regard to not having the UNO, and they fell out of compliance with the state with not paying the taxes. As Mr. Howard said, there's no reason to not pay your taxes, because you're collecting them as you collect money from people. So you're supposed to put that money aside so that you can pay the state. So even after they got things straight in December with the county, they still had taxes outstanding with the state. Your clients have not been very efficient, and they have not been very responsible. So there's no reason for us to reward their inefficiency and their irresponsibility by ignoring the rules that we have in place to give them a special entertainment permit. And you didn't come in here with any reasons of extraneous factors or factors beyond their control, which would allow us to say, well, maybe since they couldn't control that situation, we should consider it. So you haven't given us reasons, which is what I'm communicating to you.
But which I
Okay, I
disagree.
want you to wrap up,
Well,
please.
yeah, I'll disagree with you, Chairman, and the reason why I disagree, because as I told you, there has been a language barrier, the documents are not translated into Spanish, my clients have approached the board.
A language barrier with regard to the board's documents?
Correct. Are the board's documents in Spanish? They're not, they're in English.
That's their problem. That's why they
And
hire
that's,
you.
Commissioner, and that's why.
That's why they hire you.
Okay, so, wait, no, this is very important.
Yes.
This is very important. This is very important.
Yes,
So
Commissioner.
are you saying that your clients do not know the rules and regulations of this board? Is that what you're saying?
Chairman.
Is that your proffer, yes or no?
No, Chairman.
Is your proffer that
No, Chairman.
your clients,
No,
because
Chairman.
this is a rule that we're talking about.
Chairman.
And is your proffer that your clients do not know the rules of the boards of license commissioners?
Chairman, I am not saying that. I never said that. My concern for.
I'm sorry, Mr. Nwalamu, you had something to say?
Well, they got they applied for the special entertainment permit
Correct,
under the rules that was already written in English.
correct,
The renewals are written in English.
correct.
And there was at no time expressed to the board that they didn't understand the rules. Because when they came before us, they said they read the rules and understood the rules. So for you to say that they didn't understand because it wasn't wasn't in Spanish, I don't accept that.
Vice Chairman, I'm not saying.
Okay,
I'm not-
stop. Mr. Caldwell, you have any questions?
Couple. First of all, have we had any problems with this licensee in regard to their special entertainment permit? Have they had any violations?
No, sir.
Okay. Have we had any violations for this licensee?
No, sir.
Okay. What is the entertainment?
They have a restaurant and they have.
The entertainment is what I'm
they-
asking.
They have essentially like loud music and a DJ. That's the.
Loud music.
And DJ, yes.
What does loud music mean?
They have Spanish music playing in the background and a DJ and lights.
Are we talking about live music?
Um,
A band?
no, no live music. No, it's just a band and a DJ.
A band
I'm sorry, a DJ that DJs
playing
correct,
music.
music from a
Playing.
record and whatnot. Yes.
Probably not a record these
Well,
days. Yeah, I
a
understand.
CD,
Believe me, I remember records. I don't know whether you're old enough or not. Okay.
And-
All right, so why is it so necessary for your clients to have a DJ and music in order to
It's a-
serve? I think what you're trying to convince us is that they'll be harmed business-wise if they don't
Correct.
have this.
It's a cultural thing. It is innate in the Hispanic and Central American culture to go and have a meal with music in the background. Typically, the opportunity to be able to see lights and potentially dance on the floor around your table.
Oh, they dance, okay. Do they have a dance permit?
They don't. No. But they, no, mind you,
I don't
Commissioner,
think, Counselor, I don't think you want to present that as,
But I'm just speaking of the culture of the folks that go there. I'm not saying that they dance at that location.
okay. I'm trying to help you here.
I'm trying to have you help me.
Well, again, as you've been asked before, why should we now turn around and issue this permit, other than because you'd like for us to?
Well, for this reason only, if there is a reason for this reason only, the business as it has progressed in the community has had a positive impact. And although they have been negligent, and I agree, Commissioner Howard, I agree, Chairman, that they have been negligent, because they're self-managed and they don't have the skill set to do this on their own.
Okay, okay, Counselor, I don't mean to interrupt the questions from Mr. Caldwell, but you have to stop saying that they're self-managed and they don't know. That's not helping your clients. That makes me very, very afraid. Everybody is self-managed. And everybody has responsibility for knowing the rules and regulations. And if they have trouble with the rules and regulations because of language or whatever, they need to express those concerns to this board. But you can't answer Mr. Caldwell by saying that they didn't do something because they had to manage themselves and they didn't know. That's not helpful, and it's not going to get you what you want. But please continue.
Well, Chairman, I think there has to be an element of good faith and compassion from the board to businesses that are trying to make it right. If you see the paperwork that we've provided to the board, they eventually got around to getting everything done, late, but done. Now, the issue with the taxes, regrettably, that has to be addressed immediately, and they have to fulfill that requirement. So I understand
Okay,
your
excuse me,
concerns.
Counselor.
Yes.
Do we have any kind of payment with a late fee kind of thing for? Is that enabled in the statute? Are we able to do that?
The license expired on November 30th.
I understand, but I'm talking about if they file late, are we
So we allowed them to file late prior to the actual last day expiration.
lapse of the special entertainment permit? The license, are you saying you said that the license expired or the special entertainment permit?
Special entertainment permit expired on
Right,
November 30th.
right, that's what I thought. But is there any provision in the statute, do we have the discretion to allow them to file late and after the,
After the expiration?
right, after it's expired and charge them a late fee?
I don't believe so.
Well, we could ask counsel that, but the practice that the board has agreed to is that you have to file on time. If you don't file on time, then as long as you file before the license expired, then it's basically an administrative matter. After, excuse me, not the license, but the permit. After the permit expires, then it can come before the board for the board to consider whether or not to issue a permit, even though they have not complied with the rules and regulations, and they have not made up for their noncompliance before the actual permit expires. So it is something that can come before the board for the board's consideration,
Okay,
which it did, and we denied it, which is why counsel is here now.
I understand. I was present when we denied it. What I'm trying to get at is, do we have, Counselor, do we have the enabled in the legislation, in the statute, can we charge them a late fee? Can we establish a late fee and allow them to now rejuvenate their expired
I don't think
license?
there's anything in the statute that would prevent that.
That would prevent it, okay. Well, I wonder,
You have any more questions?
well,
And before you get into a discussion, because I want to allow Mr. Howard to ask questions also.
okay,
Well,
but,
no, I don't really have any questions because I think the counselor understands my particular feelings on this, about the taxes. That, to me, is negligence. It's almost thievery because they've collected from somebody else to pay those taxes. They didn't pay them on time.
it's
So
it's the equivalent of a lawyer taking money out of his escrow account, and he gets disbarred for that.
That's right. So, you know, I have nothing else to say other than that. Because as far as I'm concerned, in the past, we have not
I don't think this board has ever reconsidered and reissued an entertainment permit.
Okay, Mr. Wallamu had, no, okay,
Chairman,
a couple
yes, sir.
of questions.
Yes, sir.
So what type of entertainment do you have? You have a DJ?
Just a DJ and lights.
And what do you mean by
They
lights?
have a disco ball.
Like crystal ball,
yeah,
okay.
then
And is there a
disco ball.
cover charge?
I don't believe so.
So there's no cover charge?
No, this is a restaurant. It operates as a restaurant.
So you don't even need a special entertainment?
I was going to say, all they got to do is get rid of whatever the DJ's doing, maybe makes them need a special entertainment permit, but they can just play the music without the DJ and run the flashing ball.
Well, the DJ can play.
I understand,
As long as
but
there's no
I'm
cover
saying that,
charge.
whatever the DJ is doing, I don't know about that.
The landlord has also required that they have this special permit for them to operate the disco ball and the music.
The landlord is required.
According to the application on Sunday, they have karaoke with a DJ.
And that's,
On Monday, they have no and that goes until 1 o'clock, from 8 PM till 1. On Monday,
There's no cover charge?
Tuesday,
Okay.
on Wednesday,
Oh, wait a minute, I don't know if they can hear you,
on Thursday.
so you might have to. Thank you.
They don't even need.
According to the application, on Sunday, they have karaoke with a DJ, no cover charge from 8 to 1. From Monday through Thursday, there's no entertainment. On Friday, there's karaoke with a DJ from 8 to 2 with no cover charge. And on Saturday, there's karaoke with a DJ from 8 to 2 with no cover charge.
Do they pat people down? Do they check the IDs at the
they
door?
They do have security, and there's people checking.
Well, they do certainly when they have, if they have a special entertainment permit. That's part of the
Yeah.
security plan. But if they don't have a special entertainment permit, would they, where I'm coming from is if they don't have a special entertainment permit, and I don't see, I'm with
Unless,
the,
like you say, they're patting people down, and are you denying people do you deny people entrance if you don't pat them down?
No, what they do is they have a standard by which they determine if somebody could be a potential risk to the patrons inside. And so the owner has discretion to deny access.
Right.
The problem is that
That's
because of the cultural affinity to the music and to the DJ and to the karaoke, and potentially the disco ball, the business is now floundering. It is floundering.
the
because
disco
they-
ball has not, it's not, doesn't have anything to do with it, as far as we're concerned.
But it just-
So the question though is, do they pat down every individual that comes through the door after like midnight?
My understanding is that they do have some.
Okay, get somebody up here who can answer the
Absolutely.
question.
Christian, would you like to come up here? And one of the reasons why this is so important is because the business is now floundering. This is Christian Martinez. He's the son of the owner.
Can you raise your right hand, please? Do you hereby swear or aver under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Can you give us your name and address?
Christian Martinez, 716 Sheridan Street, Northwest, Washington, D.C.
Okay, and do you have a position in the business?
Yes.
And what is your position?
Secretary Treasurer.
Okay, and so you're a licensee?
Yes.
Okay, so do you pat down individuals coming into your establishment?
Yes.
You pat down everybody coming through the door?
When we had the permit, yes.
Okay.
Well,
Now,
okay, but that was fine when you had the permit. But if you don't have a permit,
No, we don't do it.
okay, well, do you need to? I
It's,
mean, do you feel like you need to do that?
No, but it's we do it for safety. Yes.
I'm saying, what we're, again, I'm trying to help you here.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a special entertainment permit, and we don't feel like, I mean, it doesn't sound like you need a special entertainment permit. You just have to not pat people down at the door, that's all. You can choose at your discretion shall we say, question people that you think are questionable. But that gets into a gray area. But bottom line,